Before we begin this episode, a quick message to the CHC audience.
We would like to invite you to check out another podcast that we enjoy.
Have you ever wanted a life filled with more joy, more happiness, or more belief in yourself? Well, if so, listen to Better You, a motivational podcast. You will find the host, Colin Hayes, along with other live speakers who will give you ideas and ways to better your life. Better You is available on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and iTunes under Better You, a motivational podcast. Also, check us out on our website, better_you.buzzsprout.com, or all social media at Better You Show. Thank you.
Let you in on an aspect of the world that you're not normally accustomed to.
I could have been a totally different person.
Yeah, right now.
Since 12 hours ago.
Could have been wearing a business suit today. Who knows?
With a fanny pack.
With a fanny pack. Just classing up the joint.
That's a fantastic idea.
It's the only kind of ideas I have, sir.
It's Corner House Chronicles Day.
It's just different enough.
And here's the kicker, boss. They're all the same personality.
They're assholes.
Yeah.
Just
1.5 million asshole penguins.
Best part.
I'm going to try and pace it out, so just as you forget about me, I'll just pop in and remind you.
Welcome in, folks. This is episode 72 of the Corner House Chronicles. I'm John.
I'm Jason.
And with us tonight, the ladies are back.
Hello.
Jeannie and Jess, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us back.
It's been, 3-4 weeks? Maybe shit, longer than that.
Yeah, longer than Yeah. that.
Woo!
Almost 10 episodes ago.
Almost 10 episodes ago. I like that.
Gonna try to reclaim that title.
Well, you always try.
Always going for the gold, right?
That's right.
That's right. If you're not first, you're last.
I heard that once.
We made it to March. It's almost spring.
Oh, so close.
Shout out to all you people on the West Coast and in the South of the United States and anywhere else that it's warm. I hope you've enjoyed it, because...
Well, warm to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could be worse, though. We could live up north.
Yeah.
You see what they got up there?
Oh.
Ooh.
They shut down like cities.
Oh, yeah.
5-foot snow drifts across the highway and shit.
No.
It's
Plows
crazy.
stuck.
Yeah.
Luke was showing me a video of a couple of guys in the garage, and they open the door, and it's just from top to bottom. Like, you can barely see sunlight.
I like seeing those, but like when they open the door, it's like an extra fridge for alcohol. And there's like, and we're stuck inside, so here we go.
Might as well make the most of it.
Exactly.
I always wished growing up that would happen to us so we could make a tunnel.
Yeah.
Like through the snow, you know?
It never got that bad.
No.
No.
Nope.
Now that you're an adult, it might get that bad. And you'd be like, God
I
damn
know,
it.
fuck all that, because I'm the one that's got a shovel
Yeah.
now.
And your kids will be like, yeah, we're making tunnels. And you fucking kids. Living my dreams.
This ain't a snow day, it's a snow week. Just stay in your pajamas because you ain't going to have school.
I want to go outside. Good luck.
Right. Go.
All right, we'll tie this cord around you. Give it a tug when you want to come back in.
My dad was telling me my aunt lives up north, and she said the deer can barely move through the snow. It's so
Oh,
high.
shit,
They're
yeah.
just like pushing through it.
Ooh.
They can't,
Can't hop.
Get the
Yeah.
height.
their deer jump, Fuck, man. I'm so glad we didn't get it that bad.
Yeah.
Glass half full.
There you go.
So we'll start tonight. You all right? Okay.
A little strong there.
Glasses.
Oh.
Fucking glasses.
Fucking glasses.
The
Every
combination
single time.
of the headphones and glasses is a rough one.
It is. They pinch.
They do. Get it all out of whack. Just glasses are askew, and you're like, yep, nothing I can do.
Nothing. There's nothing. I've been trying, believe me.
We like to poke fun at ourselves a little bit here.
Oh, yeah.
The last episode, we hurried up to get in at the end of February there, and we talked about getting back on track with our homework because we haven't done that. When we have guests over, it gets kind of tricky, get lost in conversation. So we vow to get back on track.
Yeah, we caught up,
but
then we forgot something.
we didn't spin the wheel for
We didn't assign
this
homework.
episode's homework.
I know I got it, but I can't remember what it is.
It's like the teacher's on vacation right now.
Yeah.
That's the student. What are the maniacs are running the nut house or however they say that. So, for lack of a homework assignment, we'll just we'll improvise.
We're good at that, I think.
You were saying when you guys got here, you had a dream.
So I had the rare occurrence today to take a nap.
Nice.
So I took it.
Yeah.
And it was perfect nap conditions. Like I laid down, the pillow was like the little corner was perfect. Feet were toasty, like everything just was like
It felt right.
all hands point to nap. So I got a good like hour and a half, 2 hours. Nice, refreshing.
Yeah.
But I had a very vivid dream in this time. And John was in it.
Uh-oh.
We were part owners of a comedy club that was in like little strip mall by a river. And it was like first day or within the first week. I mean, we had folding chairs out for the audience because there's more people than we anticipated, which was cool.
That's a good thing.
We had a shitty little stage. Right. There's a guy up there, doing his bit. And there's a door leading out to this like wooden deck patio area overlooking the river. So I go out there in my dream to smoke a cigarette, and we had like a shop dog.
Okay.
It was a golden retriever named Daisy. And Daisy was all kinds of excited to go play on the deck. So the majority of my dream was like trying to run a business and trying to like
Play with the dog?
play with the dog.
Can you guess what I would have chose?
The majority of the dream was playing with the dog out on the patio.
Good choice. You make good choices.
And then Jen would keep popping in like, hey, this, and this, we're running low on that. I'm like, oh, fuck. All right, you play with the dog. I'll go take care of that. So it was just like tag teaming in and out of like running a business and playing with a dog. It was very adult in my mind. Like, this is a real world situation here. Like, oh, man, we're almost out of fucking alcohol. What do we do? Shit.
I don't know, but Daisy wants to play.
No, ask the dog.
Daisy, we're in the middle of a game here. If you want to take over this, I'll try to
is
figure out the
important.
booze situation. Right. It's like, we don't have enough chairs. What do we do? So we were trying to take care of all the problems laid out and entertain a young, wasn't a puppy,
Right.
maybe like a year and a half, 2 years old,
Okay.
Adolescent.
a very energetic golden retriever. And it was nighttime, and the railing for the deck wasn't really made for dogs. It was made for people not to fall over.
Right.
So while playing, you had to be mindful of the dog not falling in the river in nighttime. So it's kind of
Makes sense.
a level of stress involved on that aspect, and then the level of stress of, hey, this is like launch week of our comedy club.
Yeah, but playing with the dog is kind of stress relief too. So you're like
In a
you're
way,
balancing
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Kinda.
That's
yeah.
not a bad way to be.
What as far as details, do you remember if the river was moving at a fast pace?
It was
Ooh,
pretty
good
swift.
question.
Okay.
It was pretty
All right.
swift.
I'm just wondering if Daisy would have survived the fall.
She
I
definitely.
mean, dogs can swim
Yeah.
pretty good, so
Right, but
It
if
would've
there's
been a
a
tough
good
one.
current,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
Dark out, cold.
And
it was
how
colder.
high up is this
Okay.
deck from the river?
It was pretty
too?
high up too.
Yeah.
It was a good 35 feet.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a drop.
Yeah.
Even
Don't
for
let Daisy fall off. the
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
No,
So
no,
that's
no.
why it was very important that it was time to play, but you got to be mindful.
Okay. Who was headlining the show?
I don't know who was headlining. It seemed like it was still early on in the evening.
Okay.
It's probably like the third comedian up.
Okay.
Like the crowd, like a lot of people were still coming in, getting their seats.
I'd like to think it was Mr. Tony Vasek.
I would say Tony was headlining.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had a comedy club, I'd be like, "Hey, Tony,
Right. We need you to come down for
Why
the
wouldn't you?
show opener.
you're our guy."
Right.
You want to be our guy?
Mm-hmm. Meet Daisy. Don't make a fucking joke about her.
Oh, you son of a
We'll
bitch,
throw
keep
you off the
going.
balcony.
Hope you can swim, sucker.
And you let her fall in that river,
Oh.
you're done. See, he's over here having dreams about puppies and businesses. The other night I had a dream that my new phone was all cracked up, and I was like, no,
Like your
not
old
again.
phone.
Yes, exactly. I was like, man, it was horrible.
Did you try and figure out how you cracked your phone in the dream?
I did. I'm like, I don't even know how I did this. This shouldn't be happening. I got a new one. Like, I was freaking out.
That's a crazy feeling, man.
Oh, man.
Wake up from a dream like that.
I did. I looked at my phone like, oh, thank God.
It was only a dream.
Right.
I've had 2 or 3 where I in the dream, I walk out of the bathroom with no beard on my
Oh.
face, and I look in the mirror,
Freaks you out.
and then when I wake up, the first thing I do is grab my chin, and I'm like, oh, God, still there. It was a dream.
Oh.
I've had it a couple times. I haven't had one about cutting my hair yet, though, which is kind of scary.
Now, what if you cut the beard? This is purely hypothetical, so it's never going to happen. Instead of cutting the fro, you cut the beard completely off, clean shaven, baby face, right?
Stop.
And
Blasphemy.
wow, that's always good when your wife's like, "Ew, gross, don't do it." Your face, I can't handle
Knock it
that
off,
shit.
Jay.
That'd be wild. I don't know what. I don't know what it would look. I'd probably look
You'd be
more like Sideshow Bob.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that'd be a good Halloween thing.
I don't know if I can make it that long.
Well, no, oh yeah.
Maybe if I do like a St. Patty's Day Sideshow
Ooh,
Bob,
agree. Yeah,
and then
There you go.
cut it off.
Now, how short are you going to cut it, though?
Gone,
All of it?
all of it.
Like Bicket? Or
No.
buzz
Just
cut.
a little.
Yeah, just take the trimmers and I can't. I have to braid it and then cut
They
it.
cut
But then,
after that, you can fix it up. And,
yeah, I'll probably just have them buzz it clean off when I'm in the salon donating it.
Nice.
You know,
Now,
that's why I still have it because I'm not at 8 inches of length of the hair
Well,
yet.
that makes sense.
I
now.
know. It's
Good for
brutal.
you.
it's getting close though.
It is close.
Counting down the days.
Yes, I am. I'm hoping like 2 weeks.
See, like the little things in my mind are what's questioning is like, oh man, that's going to be a drastic change when you lay your head on a pillow.
Oh yeah.
Like, are you going to be like kind of
Hats?
freaked out? Like, oh, it's cold. Oh, wow, okay. Ooh.
I haven't had a baseball hat on in months.
Taking a shower is going to be less time.
I know, right? I'm going to
Oh
save
my
so much
God.
money
You are.
on shampoo.
It takes him
Mate-
so long.
And then, like,
so long.
what if it actually cuts down the water bill? Like, what if
You're
it's
making good life choices.
what if it's a noticeable change? Like, oh wow, we saved $25 this month. What? Oh shit, his hair.
That's the good karma from donating it.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
that'll be cool.
Reaping the benefits.
That's right.
Or if
does-
like
it
there's
does.
a cold day and there's a breeze, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I should have brought a
Oh,
beanie.
yeah.
Well, good thing is spring's right around the corner.
This
so
is true. This is a perfect time
yeah,
to.
I mean, if I cut it in November, that's when it's a bad move.
Dumb.
There's just so much of it.
like, all right,
So much hair.
for a
It's
guy
so
with like
soft.
It is. It is soft.
when you're
yes.
sleeping in a bed with a girl and like you wake up and there's hair in your face, you're like, oh god. Like Jeannie, do you like have that like wake up in the middle of the night with part of the fro in your mouth? It's like, what's going? Oh god.
Not in my mouth, but in my face, yes. I don't eat the fro.
Well, I mean, like sometimes
You don't
you're
sniff
asleep.
things. You don't eat things.
I don't sniff it. I do sniff it. I sniff the fro.
It's so fresh and clean.
It smells good.
That's a good thing.
Keeps it clean.
Oh, is that apricot? That's so nice.
Oh man, it's more than I bargained for.
Yeah, you're doing some work there, buddy.
This is the longest I've ever had my
Paid
hair in my
for
life.
Yeah.
It's
Now, not to be all feminist, but do you have a new respect for girls when?
oh man, I bitch about it all the fucking time. The hair. Okay, the worst part is
Just
in the
throw
shower,
it in a messy bun and go to work.
dude.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yeah, in the world of messy bun, that's like just my hair in a nutshell.
Well, that's
But-
coming from Basic J over here.
The
Ouch.
Basic J.
Look what made it on the radio here.
the
Ta-da!
no, in the shower when
Yeah.
it gets stuck in my eyeball, in the corner of my eye. Oh, that's the worst feeling in the world.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's creepy.
or that and hairs on my hands,
Yeah.
from,
Randomly
like,
finding-
washing,
yeah.
you know, and then I pull my hands out and I got
And
like
they-
4 or 5 that
Yeah.
wrapped around my hands. Like, God
And you got to
damn it.
rinse off your hands. Like, what
Don't
the
do
fuck?
this.
And I'm gonna say it. It gets in the butt crack too.
Totally gets in the butt crack.
It's a pain in the ass, literally, figuratively.
I haven't experienced that one.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
now I'm kind
well-
of worried I'm not checking my butt crack enough.
Might have enough to donate another.
the hell's going on down there?
Gross.
So dreams are weird, huh? So all right,
Did I have my fro in the dream?
fuck yeah, you did.
Sweet. That's cool.
And it was all fucking picked out. Like you were done up.
Ooh.
It was opening weekend. You were representing.
Was I wearing a business suit and a
You
fanny
were
pack?
not. You were wearing.
A fanny pack.
You may or may not have the fanny pack. I don't recall that. You did have the Velcro shoes and that gray long coat, or not gray. It's like the camel. Fuck, what is it called? It's like a tan overcoat
Yeah.
that you
Oh, yeah,
have.
yeah.
Long one that
Yeah,
had.
you were wearing that. You had the fro out. You had a button-up shirt that
Big
was.
pimpin'.
Yeah, he was on it.
I don't remember. Did you say this earlier? The name of the comedy club?
No, I don't recall
know.
seeing
Okay.
a sign or nothing. But
You have
it
some vivid dreams. I like it.
Yeah,
when I
very
remember him,
detailed.
yeah, it did seem very thrown together
Mm-hmm.
because there wasn't like a bunch of tables and matching this. There was a lot of folding chairs and
Taffer
folding
would
You
have
tables.
guys
shut
were
you
just
down.
starting out. I mean,
Taffer would not be proud of our. It was a rough opening, I would assume.
Well, it depends on how the bar was operating.
Yeah, the bar.
If
Yeah,
our
it was-
drinks were going on,
It was
Atmosphere,
packed
you know?
too, so it was doing well.
Or maybe that's why you had some lesser ones. You're trying to scavenge some to
Yeah.
accommodate.
I did get a little pissed in the dream because while playing with Daisy out on the deck, the smokers would kept like, "Oh, I want to pet the dogs." Like, we're playing a fucking game here.
My dog. It's my dog.
Like, it's cool. You can like, I understand. Daisy's fucking badass.
Right, it's a dog.
You want to pet her. She wants to like, meet you. I get it. But
Give her
right
a
now, you can't just interrupt the game like as I'm throwing the toy to her to go get, and you run out and like block her from going to get the toy. That's kind of a dick move.
Mm-hmm.
You can wait till she has the toy.
Right. Common courtesy.
Common fucking courtesy here.
It is interesting that you have that much detail about playing with the dog part of the dream.
And it
But
was
the parts of the comedy club are kind of back burner.
yeah. You can
know?
tell what I was more focused on.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not judging. That's
No.
It's just weird. Dreams are weird to me.
Dreams
They
are
are.
weird.
You know, whatever.
Do you ever look them up like, well, I had that in my
I
dream.
do and I don't. Like, it's much like your horoscope. It's so vague and covers so much. Like, oh, if you see a dog in your dream, you're going to have bad luck for 3 days. But if it was a dog with
Named
hair,
Daisy.
if a dog with hair, then you were going to have good luck. It's like, well, all dogs have fucking hair. Except for the creepy, like, ones from Mexico that don't. So, I mean, if you're, like, they all contradict themselves. So I don't really put too much stock into that.
Fair enough.
I don't think I've ever looked up anything from a dream.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I remember back in the day, there was a book that you could look dreams up. Like, you know, there was like 2 or
My mom
3
had one.
volumes.
I have
you
one,
know,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Big Book of Dreams or whatever it was called. I think that's good for like reoccurring dreams. Maybe,
Yeah,
to
maybe.
get into those a little deeper, but just random dreams like that, you're like, well, like you said, oh, there was a dog. Well, it could mean A, B, or C.
Yeah. Was the dog doing this? Well, for a minute. Was the dog doing that? Yeah, for a minute. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a fucking dog. It was
Right.
doing what it was doing.
And like you were talking earlier, like if that was a different dimension version of you.
We've talked about this on
You
the
know?
show.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, ooh, I'm living my best life over there.
Yeah, I know. I'm
I like
fucking
it.
owning a comedy club and I had a dog. Fuck yeah,
Come
man.
on.
Sign me up. But we've talked about on the show, like, all right, what if there's a alternate version of yourself, right, in a different
15A,
dimension,
is that
whatever.
what that was?
I don't know if that we tossed
Well,
it.
I think
The
we've
new
talked about it
15A.
on a couple of episodes,
Yeah.
actually.
All right.
But then
Fair
when
enough.
you go to sleep, that's when that other version of you is awake, and you get to like subconsciously watch through their eyes.
Okay. Do you think that's
Okay,
why?
all right.
Right. Do you think that's why you take naps, like on this side, like during the day? You're like, oh man, I just need a nap, and you take a nap, and something crazy's going on the other side.
That you have to see.
Right.
Maybe. I mean,
Dude, my other dimension, John, has got to be pissed because he's asleep like 20 hours a fucking night. I'm
Yeah, I know,
awake,
yeah.
you know, all the time. I barely sleep.
well, you got to think
Yeah.
like there's not just 2 versions, right? There's multiple versions.
Multiple.
So when you sleep, that's just one of many that gets to tap into one of many. It's like you're
And that's
taking
why they're all
turns.
so different.
Yeah, maybe there's more because you're staying up so long, right? Before you return to view this other dimension.
Being greedy.
Hey, I appreciate where your brain's at right now because last night while I was at work,
Yeah.
I watched Joe Rogan and Alex Jones and Eddie Bravo talk for 4 hours and 40 minutes
Oh wow.
on Joe's latest podcast.
Alex Jones is very
Wow.
emotional. Not.
He did get a little emotional at the end.
Well, he gets hyper. Like you talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
something he believes in, he's like, oh, and animated. He's very animated. We'll say when he discusses things.
It was kind of interesting to watch. I won't lie. I'm fascinated by Alex
It
Jones.
was not disappointing.
No.
No.
Are you familiar with Alex Jones? Infowars.com.
No.
Vaguely, yeah.
I mean,
Super male vitality.
what you would
It's
call a
called.
conspiracy. Like he's into the stories nobody else is talking about, and you know,
be
aliens
interesting,
and different
though.
things.
And some of the things that are like actually popular in the collective news world that
Okay.
he gets into, like 70% of the time, his odd little conspiracy theory is right.
Really?
And like people on the internet will be like, I fucking hate that guy, but it's surprising how right he is a lot of the time. And that kind of pisses me off too.
Like a
'Cause then
Dr.
he'll have-
House kind of deal?
He'll have like some like way out there
yeah, the
shit.
other 30% of what he's saying
Is
is
so fucking way out there.
inflated, like nonsense.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, who
like there's
no.
like super genetic embryos out there that they harvest blah 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 for and this and that blah 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 blah. And you're like, that's so fucking weird, buddy. But then he's like, oh, and then this guy does this, and you're like, okay, that sounds weird too. But then that one turns out to be true, and you're like, fuck, is there giant super embryo farms? What?
No, it was like ninth dimensional vampires. He
Yeah,
was talking
there's some
about.
weird shit he gets into.
What has he been right about?
I'd have to
More
look up a list.
more like government things, that he said. I'm going to say 10 years ago,
Yeah.
right? And everybody was like, "That's fucking nuts."
Right.
But then the information gets declassified a decade later, and they were like, "Holy shit, he was right."
Yeah. So he has to have some sort of contact.
Either he's got
with him.
solid ass sources,
Yeah.
or he's somehow tapping into our other dimensional
Collective conscious,
people
yeah.
while we're dreaming or some shit. And he talks about that on the episode too. That
Oh,
whole
did
other dimensions and all kinds of crazy shit, man.
He's out there.
It was wild. There was certain points where Joe Rogan was like, "Stop talking," because you just said like 6 different things, and I want to talk about this one. And then when Eddie Bravo shows up like an hour and 20 minutes into it, he comes walking in the
Didn't
studio.
he like show up just to fuck with Alex Jones, like just to egg him on?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he does it too. Right away, he just starts
Poking the bear.
yeah, playing the contrarian
Yeah.
and just egging him on. Yeah, but it was funny. If you have the time, it's one of those things where you're going to have to watch like 35, 40 minutes and then take a 15-minute
Minute break,
reality
yeah.
break and go back to like,
Oh,
okay.
boy.
One thing I like to do is I wait about a week later
Yeah.
from the episode, and then there's a few different channels on YouTube that have like the best of this episode, and you can just watch the highlights, and it covers the majority of the bases and cuts out all like the bullshit. Like, oh hey,
I'd probably be more apt to do that. Then.
yeah,
Like it's a nice little recap as opposed to 4 hours.
yeah. If you
Right.
don't have the 4-hour time to invest,
What does it cut it down to?
a lot of it there'll be like 10-minute segments,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm good with
That-
that.
And depending on what
that's
they're
doable.
talking
and
about.
depending on how long
Right.
the episode was, yeah, or it'll be
Well,
like
if it's
a half
something
hour
interesting
one.
that I'd put in the time.
Yeah.
You know.
And then it's easier because like, oh shit, I got 10 minutes. I'll watch one of
Right.
these instead of like 4 hours, huh? Shit, where did I leave
I'll put
off?
you on my save list.
I found a picture I want to show you if I can get it to pull up. During the episode, it's like 4 or 5 different times where Eddie Bravo, like Alex Jones will say something completely out there, and Eddie Bravo's like, "You watch, the internet's going to take that and just run with like memes, and they're going to."
You're done.
Oh yeah, and so somebody posted a pretty good meme that I saw. It was John Goodman's character from Big Lebowski. It's his body sitting in the bowling alley with the gun,
Yeah.
but it's Alex Jones's
Jones's
face
head.
on it. It's like, "You're telling me you don't believe about third dimensional vampires?" Blah, blah, blah. And it's like this whole big thing, He kept saying, "Fuck you, Joe. You know I'm right. You know the truth." And Joe's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He says something at one point. Rogan falls out of his chair laughing, and
Really?
he's like laying on the floor.
Wow.
Oh, dude, it's great.
I bet that's in the highlights.
But yeah, it's funny. You're talking about these crazy dreams, and it reminds me of watching that because it was fresh on my brain.
Yeah.
I just watched it.
Dreams are fucking weird. You can have some, like a lot of the time I don't remember my dreams. I'll just wake up and be like, all right, fuck it, keep going.
Or you only remember for like a minute or two
Yeah,
after,
and then they
Right.
it just
disappear.
disappears.
Yeah. And then some you're just like, it's like you're there. You can feel like a cold breeze. You can feel water. You can, all that shit.
Or you wake up and you try to fall back asleep into the dream.
And it like starts off
Takes a
like
weird
as you're
turn.
going
You're like,
into that
"Aw,
dream,
man."
and then poof, it's something else. And you're like, oh, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like you go back into it, and Daisy's a werewolf.
Yeah. Talking like, you're the worst human ever.
Other
Like, fuck
side
you,
of the
Daisy.
river, just
Right.
staring at you.
Turns out Daisy was the actual owner of the club.
Wait, right.
It was just a tax write-off scheme.
Maybe it was called Daisy's.
Oh.
There we go.
Hey, why not?
Have you ever been aware that you were dreaming and tried to change it?
Lucid dreaming? Yeah. I've only done it twice successfully. Other times it would just be like, oh my God. And then poof, I'm awake and you're like, no.
That actually happens to me quite often.
I can
Yeah.
start a dream
Quite
like that and
often.
get it to go in a different direction, but
Can you like actually control in the dream like, all right, now I'm going to fly over here. And I want this to
No.
happen. And
You know, I don't know, but I know that I can wake myself up from it.
Well, I don't know what the
Like-
fuck you guys are talking about. I got to catch up.
Like, I don't know. I can't remember at the moment, like, if I've ever actually changed something, but I do, like, I know that I've told myself, like, no, you're dreaming. You either wake your ass up and change this shit, wake up, roll over, like, count
Do
to 10.
something.
Like,
Yeah.
I've done that so many times. Then
I
you
can-
lay there, like, what the fuck, man?
where did that come from?
I can only do that on reoccurring dreams because you'll hit a certain point and we just be like, I've done this already. I know what's going to happen. This
Can we
is
just
fucking
skip ahead?
stupid.
It's to the left.
Yeah, it's like I run past the door 18 times. If I just go in the fucking door, I'm there.
The only time I think
Never
that,
go that way.
happens to me is if like there's a fist fight, and you know when you're trying
And
to
it's
throw your
slow motion?
hardest
Oh,
fight,
that's
but
no
you're,
way.
you're,
Oh.
you're connecting
it's like
on nothing.
Punching underwater.
Yeah. I don't.
It
That's
feels
when I
fast,
realize I'm in a
but-
dream.
Yeah.
What is up
That is
with
a good indicator,
Why
though.
doesn't it let you just pummel the shit out of something?
I
I've
don't
only had
know.
one dream where I actually got to go fucking nuts, but I didn't throw any punches. I used like weapons of sorts, and like I beat the shit out of somebody, and
Yeah.
it was gratifying. But like when you try to punch, and it's all like you said, throwing a punch underwater.
Throwing a punch.
You just get so
punching,
frustrated.
because I do remember having a dream once that there was like somebody in the house, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it was me and my mom, and like we took the guy down, and I like stood on his neck.
Damn.
I
Damn,
remember
Jeannie.
that, but like punching is punching underwater.
Yeah.
It is.
Now, I've heard, because I was asleep during this time, I had a similar dream where I was trying to hit somebody, and I successfully hit somebody who was
There.
next to me in real life.
Nice.
They
Well,
were not
maybe.
happy about it. They're like, what the fuck? I woke up, and I'm like, what? You fucking hit me. I was like, I was hitting somebody in my dream.
You felt that?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I better be careful with that. Like, well, I was dreaming. I can't really be held responsible for those actions.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried now. You're dreaming about standing on people's necks.
Yeah, I know. You're going to wake up. You're like, cut your beard. Like, trying to negotiate. You know you don't want me to. She's asleep.
Our kids talk in their sleep.
I talk in my sleep.
Sometimes it's hilarious.
Now, do they like,
Hilarious.
because
He'll-
Aaron,
he'll sit up and
Aaron
talk.
does that.
Like,
Jackson. Oh,
Like, fully
Yeah.
asleep and like just sits up, wide-eyed, looks at you and goes, you know, the cart broke a fucking wheel. What are we going to do? And you're like, dude, that sucks. You lay back down, I'll fix the cart. You're like, okay, but we need to fix that fucking cart. And he'll lay back down, and you're just like, what the fuck?
He passed that on.
Oh, he did. It's a family trait, I believe.
His second child, she does that. She did it the couple times ago when we had him, and I was like, what?
See, Jess would take advantage of this.
Oh, I talked to her. And it,
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
not only with like,
Yeah.
you have experience because with Aaron
well, yeah.
in the earlier days, we were talking about this earlier today, actually, when you would borrow his car.
Oh, yes.
There were certain times when you could,
Oh, it was amazing.
him as the older brother, he was always like, no, that's mine, blah, blah, blah. And he loved
He
his
was quite
fucking
the dick.
Camaro.
Mm-hmm.
But Jess would be like, well, he's asleep. If I kind of half-ass wake him up,
He's super nice when you wake him up.
he's
like
the
that.
nicest version of himself when he's awake but not really awake.
I woke up early to do that shit.
Oh,
Like,
she
I was in it.
planned it out like this weekend's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be fucking awesome. I'm going to wake up early Saturday, borrow his car. It's like, how are
yeah.
you going to borrow his car? He's not going to let you borrow his car. And she was like,
Hold my
bet.
beer.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll put gas in it. Yeah, keys are right over there.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
sweet,
Go
thanks.
for it.
You
And he
know,
sits
enjoy
up and
your
he, like,
slumber.
Eyes are wide open. It's like you're having a full conversation with a functioning adult.
He would call me later.
Where the fuck is where'd you take my car?
I'm
It's
like, dude, you said I could.
You
No, I
agreed.
didn't. I'm like, yeah, you did.
you ain't signed this paper.
Right. You said my keys are over there. I figured,
Yeah, you said put gas in it and we're fine.
Yeah.
So I put gas in it.
I sure did.
I need my car. You said I could borrow it.
Do you know how much
I'm like,
fun,
my keys are on the table.
Right. How much fun that would be if you would have had a cell phone to where you could video that interaction when you
yeah.
were,
Wouldn't
like,
it?
I'm borrowing your car.
That
Like
would
you're
be
like, I'm going to
awesome.
borrow my brother's car, and he has no fucking idea it's going to happen. And then you do it,
Oh,
There was one evening.
There's small downfalls to us not growing
Oh,
up
yeah.
with all the
That's true.
technology.
But, I mean, there's a lot of
there's more
highlights.
pros that
Yes,
we didn't have
yes.
it.
There's a lot of things I'm
Small
glad that,
my plus column is full.
yeah, you know.
nicely put. Yes.
There was one evening where Aaron got a little out of hand drinking, and he passed out, and I had to like carry him to his bed with some assistance. And in the midst of carrying him, he woke up, but he didn't really wake up, and he just stared at me and like drew a fist back, so I dropped him. I just
What else
like
are you supposed to do?
yeah, like I'm trying to drag him in his room, so I let go. Like nope, not getting hit over this, and he falls. He's like oh, and he looks at me like what the fuck, and then immediately falls back asleep like nothing happened. I was like that's some creepy shit.
I'd have left his ass laying right there. See you in the morning.
It's weird because you're like, are you going to remember this conversation?
Probably not.
Probably not.
When we were younger, my younger brother, he used to do some stuff like that in the middle of the night. He would wake up, we're
Wasn't
sleeping.
he a walker? Didn't he
Yeah, a
walk
little
around?
bit, yeah. Which
It's a walker.
I didn't mean it like that.
he did. We were sleeping on a sofa bed up north one time. We were kids. And he woke me up, just swinging on the back of the couch, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he was yelling about ants, and I'm like, "Dude, go back to sleep, man.
Yeah.
I'll take care of the ants." Like,
But you
know,
did, yeah. But you did look and be like, are there ants?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, he was swinging violently, so I'm like, there would have been a lot of them,
Yeah.
for that.
Oh,
And you're like, I'm not having a part of this. I don't want to be like,
Oh, yeah,
I'm covered
no.
in ants too now, huh?
Once I got him back to sleep, I flipped the light on. I don't see shit, so.
Luke, one time, we were up hunting. We're in the tent, middle of the fucking night. I get shake like violently. Jay! And I'm like, oh shit, something's going down. I wake up, I'm like, what? He's like, do you hear the coyotes? And then falls right asleep. And I'm like, fuck, now I'm awake. And he's just out snoring just like it never fucking happened. And I'm like, there's no fucking coyotes. I'm like, what the fuck?
I would have been like, get your gun. Let's go fucking find some coyotes then.
Before I could even respond, he laid back down like, out. And I was just like, holy shit. So I'm just, okay.
People do weird shit when they're sleeping, man.
you did that to me.
I
Up
think
at
it was the
Boat
same
Camp.
trip, actually.
Was it? Because I was like, you were like, yeah, just get the thing. I'm like, what thing? You're
Oh, I
like,
said,
yeah.
oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I'm like, what's interesting?
Because
Nothing.
I was asleep. I'm a talker as well. And she was just getting up. And I was like, that's interesting. And Jess thought I was talking to her. And she's like, oh, what's interesting? Like, we're having a conversation now. And she waited
I did.
patiently.
I was like, maybe he's awake. Who knows?
No.
You wake up early sometimes up, in the forest.
I've often wondered, though, like, what do I say? I want to record myself.
Why not?
But I don't know how frequent of a thing it is for me. Because, I'm asleep.
Well, you do it every day for a period of time and
Yeah.
figure
Yeah.
out your patterns.
Because I want it to be like, oh, am I like throwing out nuggets of information of like what I'm doing at that moment so I can like try to figure out what my dream was or like sync up to like if I remember the dream or if it's just going to be random gibberish.
I would do it.
I don't know. I don't know how to go about that.
Just get a home security cam with night vision or something.
Night
Set
vision.
it on the shelf
Now,
next to your
what
bed.
if I record myself like getting out of bed and start just unloading on a fucking desk or something like the ants and then go back to bed?
I'm sure
like,
they
"Ah."
make like motion censored ones,
Oh,
Oh yeah.
like a baby monitor that
Yeah.
you could record on.
oh, look at you.
This one over here giggles a lot in her sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Do I?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, just you'll move, shift positions, and giggle
She's like, it's so toasty.
I love my sleep.
right back to sleep.
Best pillow ever.
Like if I stay out
good
here
to know
kind of
you're a
late, and I
happy
go in the
sleeper.
house,
I guess.
get all ready, and I
Go me,
like,
right?
silently, real quiet,
You know.
get into bed,
Don't
and
wanna-
then she'll move and giggle. And I'm like, damn, does she realize I just crawled into bed?
No, she doesn't.
Can confirm.
Texas size 10-4.
So the moral of the story is Jay's getting a dog. It's going to be named Daisy.
I'm
Nice.
excited. I'm excited to meet
He's
this
going to
dog.
talk to it in his sleep.
Now, what if the opportunity for me to get a golden retriever puppy comes up in like the next couple weeks, and I'm like, "Fuck, am I going to own a fucking comedy club?"
You gotta take that leap.
Well, yeah.
Apparently,
Hey, I'm in.
yeah.
Right. Right.
We just got to get Tony on board.
Let's do it before I cut my hair. I find another reason to keep it.
There you go.
There.
I like the look Jeannie just had. Like, motherfucker.
It's fun sometimes. Other times it's like, ugh, I'm over it. Tastes like
Yeah.
coffee, don't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It's a nice coffee porter.
May I
Oh, yeah.
sample?
Get in there.
We call that a transition. This is interesting. This beer you found.
It's a brand that I've never seen. I was excited about it, and it had a sweet can. So
Lately I've been not complaining, but I've been commenting on how we're running out of breweries to
Breweries,
try.
yeah.
And here it is. You show up with one we haven't tried.
That's actually really not bad for a coffee one.
yeah, it's very mellow.
It is.
I think
like
you'll
that.
like it, Jeannie.
It's cold enough. Yeah. It's not bad.
It's pretty light. It's not as heavy as a lot of porters out there. And it has a nice coffee aftertaste. And it's not too strong.
No, it's not. That's exactly what I did.
That was the
I like the little
I'm
lip-
going to finish your beer look.
Yeah, the little lip smack like,
No, I had to taste it again.
Yeah, of
I've been
course.
drinking this other one.
Which is really
Which
good,
wasn't
too.
bad. I think John nailed it, though, when he said it was Boone's
It was
Farm in
good.
a can.
It is.
It tastes like Boone's Farm. Yeah.
And I really like it.
Yeah.
We're not embarrassed at all.
It's Mad Farmer.
It's a little
It's
lighter.
for
than-
Berry Pie Cider. And they're out of Detroit, Michigan. We'll have to look them up a little bit further.
Well, I approve so far.
I do.
Yeah, not only did we get one brewery we haven't tried, but we got two tonight.
We got two.
That's amazing.
So we're going to start off with Old Schuck from North Pier Brewing Company. And they are out of Benton Harbor, Michigan. So, Old Schuck is English porter. This deep, dark brew is an ode to Old Schuck, the ghostly demon dog that roamed the countryside in 16th century England. Big coffee aromas pair perfectly with late addition of early English hops, making this the perfect roasty ale to drink all year round. And I think that's pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just like, oh, this would be great in like fall. I mean, it's light enough to cover the spectrum of seasons.
Yeah.
I could see this summertime,
It's
wintertime.
well-rounded.
It is.
I could see myself like right after lunch while camping.
Oh,
Crack
yeah.
one of those. You know,
That
you're
would be
sitting
nice.
sitting around the little fire area there, and it's nice and toasty outside. But
Hanging out in the wilderness.
I like it.
I like that it's about a dog,
I do too.
maybe the nemesis of Daisy.
Possibly.
Ooh.
Possibly.
So I'm going to say trademark, as we are going to write a story now about Daisy and the old Schuck.
I like it.
It's going to be this generation's Homeward Bound, in my mind.
Or maybe that's just a different dimension of her.
Ooh, what if Daisy, right?
Mind blown.
Daisy goes to sleep and old Schuck,
Shuck
comes out. To play.
Oh, shit.
That's a double trademark.
Some Stephen King shit
That's
coming
why
out.
you have to play with her so much to keep her happy.
That's true. You got
Keep the old Schuck at bay.
There you go. Exercise those demons. But Old Shuck's pretty tasty. It's a 5%.
I'm enjoying it.
I
I
liked
like
it.
it.
It's a
Yeah.
pretty light porter. I'm a fan. I'm going to look up this Mad Farmer 4-berry pie cider, which is a lot to say.
I'll
It
tell you
really
what.
is.
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm giving London Porter a 3.2.
I'm going with
3.25.
I'm going with a 4. Solid 4 on this.
Hitting
I'm,
it
Nice.
the 4.
I'm a fan.
4 berry pie cider. Hard cider with Montmorency cherry, blackberry, blueberry, and raspberry.
Look at you.
There's a
That's
lot
4
going
berries.
on there.
That's right. It is a lot going on, but
I like
it meshes so good
it's
together.
really good. It's a good on the river beer.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could see that floating down a river.
I see what you did there.
Or the beach at the campground. I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
could just
Yep.
take both of these camping
Yep.
and have a good time.
And it's a fairly new brewery, too. They were established in 2018.
Nice. Well, they're doing good so far.
Right. It's good for them. But John was right. It's Boone's Farm in a can.
We're not complaining.
It's lighter than Boone's Farm.
It just seems like that because you're not drinking it out of a fucking bottle this big.
It has been a very long time since I've had Boone's Farm.
Yeah. I usually go with Arbor Mist. It's a little classier.
The Blackberry Merlot is fantastic.
Now, do you drink it out of the bottle or out
Oh,
of
yeah.
a glass?
Depends on what size bottle I get.
Oh,
Oh,
look at you.
If it's just a small bottle, then, you know.
what kind of night it's
You
going to
get-
be?
Right.
As in recent?
Well, not recent. but-
Jeannie's like, you
I'm
didn't
just
invite me.
asking, like-
Bitch.
like,
How do you
hey.
think I spend my Tuesdays?
Some fucked up Tuesdays.
That's what we call them around here.
We also have our brackets. Our wrestling bracket is now live.
It is
on
live.
Facebook and Twitter.
This is true.
Completely accessible.
I
can
don't
do
have
that.
the text with the brackets
Oh, I got
or
it.
the matchups.
Give me a second.
Okay.
So for the first round, match 1, we have the number 1 seed going against the number 16. Number 1 being Ric Flair. Going against Mr. Perfect,
Ooh.
Kurt Hennig. The second matchup we have The Rock, Dwayne Johnson,
Nice.
going against John Cena.
Ooh,
That's going to be a tough one of
That's
the
a good
modern.
one.
it really is.
I'm saying The Rock. I think The Rock's going to pull
I
it
think.
off.
I mean, it's The
Yeah.
Rock.
when the votes are counted.
Yeah.
Probably.
Unless there's somebody on Twitter that's,
Going
big
crazy,
John Cena fan.
Still one of the
Prob-
best.
probably
pranks
Guido.
Ever. Oh, it is probably Guido. Match 3, we have Stone Cold Steve Austin going against Andre the Giant.
Oh no.
I know, that's a
Ouchie.
rough one. Stone Cold did not get a good first round.
I'm predicting Andre wins
I'm
that
predicting
one.
Andre's moving on. Stone Cold's great, but, I mean, it's Andre the Giant.
That would be my pick.
I only dog paddle. I mean, how do you beat that, really? The fourth matchup, we have The Undertaker against Razor Ramon, Scott Hall.
Nice.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
I think Undertaker's going to edge it out, but it's going to be
Yeah.
a close one.
Yeah, the Tombstone wasn't that his name?
That was the Tombstone Pile Driver. Now, this one in my mind is the biggest matchup of round one. We got Hulk Hogan going against the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh.
I know. Welcome to the game.
Ouch.
Some toughies.
I think Hogan's going to walk away from that, but again, I think it's going to be damn close.
I think it
It's
depends on
gonna be-
how many times it gets shared.
This is true.
The more times it gets shared on Facebook, that one particular vote, I think the better the odds the Undertaker or Ultimate Warrior.
The Undertaker, yeah.
Sorry,
The Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. But I'm going to say Hulk Hogan.
I think
agree.
Hogan's moving on.
Yeah.
This one I was kind of sad about. It was a bum matchup for Mr. Rowdy Piper, who I'm a fan of. He got paired with Bret the Hitman Hart. I think Bret Hart is going to be moving on, unfortunately.
See, as he's my favorite wrestler,
He is.
I don't think he's going to win.
Why? He's Bret Hart. He's the best there is, the best there was, the best that ever will be. And it's the greatest wrestler of all time.
That's
so, I mean,
true. That's true. But Roddy Piper's been
I mean,
seen more.
He,
Right.
he has the bigger career in
Recently,
movies.
yeah.
They Live, one of the best fight scenes ever.
His role in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is fantastic. I mean, he plays a mental case wrestling
Really?
instructor.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
great. He lives in his car.
He's great.
He has a bucket of chestnuts in the back for no reason and a spool of barbed wire. It's crazy. He's like just gone.
He's
yeah.
great.
It's a great
I love you
episode.
guys.
You're like my boys. Oh, you got kids? And he just walks away.
For matchup number 7, which I think this is going to be an easy match, is Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Going against Dusty the American Dream Rhodes. I think Macho Man has this
Yeah.
in the bag.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably
He's
going to be a
moving on.
landslide.
Yeah, for
He's moving
our
on.
the age gap we have for our viewership is going to be more Macho Man than Dusty Rhodes. This one, the last one for round 1, matchup number 8, Shawn Michaels versus Sting. I think Shawn
That's
Michaels.
a tough-
I would
That's
pick
that's
Shawn
tough.
Michaels.
I would pick Shawn Michaels too, but there may be some bigger WCW fans out there.
Sting was always so different too. Like he'd always reinvent the character.
Yeah.
While
Like
staying
early
the
career, he
same.
was very animated and
Yeah.
hyper, and then he became the Crow, pretty much. To be honest,
Right, yeah, that's true.
but I mean, the Crow's a badass.
Yeah.
That very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice, Jeannie.
I think my favorite was
I
when
like that you had that so handy.
It was like just the other day, so fresh
Really
in my mind.
There you go.
when Sting was he comes into the ring and everybody's fighting and he takes the Sting mask off and it's Sting.
Yeah.
Like, well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
Because a couple the Monday Nitros leading up to that, they would have random people come down like, oh, dressed as Sting, but then it'd be like Scott Hall or another wrestler, and they'd be like, aha,
the
it's a big
NWO
joke.
was
It was
doing
the
it right to
NWO, yeah.
set him up. Yeah.
Yeah, saying like he was nothing. Then one time he comes down and they all think it's one of their guys, and he takes off the Sting mask and it's Sting and the Sting makeup, and they're all like,
Got
and he
him.
just starts wailing on him with a bat. It's good times.
I'm gonna say I think Sting's gonna win that matchup.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
don't think Shawn Michaels is going to
Really?
move on?
Nope.
I think Shawn Michaels is moving on because then
Yeah.
you get
Sting against Macho Man feels better than Shawn Michaels against Macho Man. I just see it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Let's call it a bold ass prediction.
that's
Whatever.
I mean,
To each their own.
To each their own.
We'll see how the voters,
Respond to this. Yeah.
which side of the party show up to
Right.
vote.
Well, I'm gonna vote Shawn Michaels.
Well,
so.
that's cool. Yeah. I might
Beat
even vote.
one.
I might vote Shawn Michaels just to see.
No.
You know,
I think it's going to be Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a very one-sided, like 80-20%.
okay, so out of the 16 that we named, do you have a early prediction for the champion? Who's going to win it all out of all them wrestlers?
I can go through all the names again if you would like.
I mean, they're all pretty iconic.
If I'm thinking about how everybody's gonna vote, like all the other people, I would think that The Rock would make it pretty far.
That's what I was gonna say.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would take the cake, but he'll put up a fight for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but who would you want to win it all?
Who would I want?
Mhm.
Let me see that list again. Ooh,
Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect, Scott Hall,
John Cena,
John Cena.
The Rock, Stone Cold, Andre the Giant, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Roddy Piper, Bret Hart, Macho Man Randy Savage, Dusty Rhodes, Shawn Michaels, and Sting.
Indeed.
this is tough. Can I look? Can I visually see them?
You can. You
Well,
can.
I
Thank
filled
you.
out my bracket,
I did too.
and I took, not to try and influence any voters
No,
here,
no,
but
it won't
You're
work
good.
either.
I know, right? I took Ric Flair all the way to
Yeah?
the championship. Yeah,
I took
I think his
An underdog.
popularity is
it's Ric Flair.
Right.
Yeah. Got to keep those Gators down. I took
got that Ric Flair drip.
my final matchup. I mean, it's the bracket for the greatest wrestler ever. So I had the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be. Bret Hart going against Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. Because you have the best versus Mr. Perfect for the greatest. It made sense to me. And I picked Mr. Perfect because, see, it's Mr. Perfect.
Which is going to screw my bracket.
Oh, I have no hope. My
I
bracket,
know, we never win.
yeah, out of round one, I'm going to be done. Dusty Rhodes is going to take everything. Just
When we had 64, it was easier to get a couple right, and
Right.
you know. But now that it's only 16,
16.
you're right. After one round, we're probably
we're done. Yeah. So who would be right now, unofficially? Who would you pick?
I think I'd like to see the Ultimate Warrior.
Ouch. Jeannie?
Well, Andre the Giant has always been my favorite.
To be fair,
To be
To be
fair.
Shit, I don't know.
Does anybody have a peanut?
better
I like
now, boss.
Undertaker myself. I do like the Undertaker. Yeah,
He's one of my favorites.
I do.
Fair enough. That's a solid prediction.
Yeah, get your votes in, people.
If Kevin Nash, Big Sexy, was on there, that's who I would take all the way.
I don't know how many votes he actually got to get on to the from the survey.
Well, I picked him in my survey.
Yeah.
Number one.
Voting twice.
Nailed it. Well, obviously not.
Boom-ts.
Wah, wah.
So yes, you can vote at our Facebook page and our Twitter
Oh, yeah.
page.
Please vote and share. If you know
Yes.
someone who's into wrestling, they might want to get in on this. And there is a prize if you have the best bracket.
So hopefully you got your brackets in.
Sharing
Hopefully
is
you got
caring.
it. Yeah.
Mhm. And if you share it, like hashtag something cool wrestling, so it spreads a little different, you know, different
Nice.
outlets of social media.
Because we want as many people to see this as possible. Not for like, we got 200 views, but more just like the more people that see this, the cooler it can be, in our opinion.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Now I got the John Cena fucking theme song stuck in my head.
I do too.
And I keep thinking about that fucking prank call.
John Cena.
Oh, that was the best.
Champ there?
That was the best.
Champ.
We'll find out this Saturday night.
Didn't they do that to somebody's wife?
Calling me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a husband had a radio
Yes.
station call his wife with that prank. And I give so much credit to that radio station for putting in that much effort to have all that lined up.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, and I always wonder, like, they probably had more that they didn't go into. Just to like, all right, it's been going for like a half hour. We got to stop. She's going to call the cops.
That was a good one.
our last episode, when I brought up the Super Mario track, we didn't talk about the Lion King video with the social media lyrics.
Oh, we did not.
Okay, so
The,
let's do that right now because
Eating
we were just talking
ramen
about.
in my pajamas.
Oh my gosh, that's
What?
so funny.
So-
You haven't seen it? Jay, pull it up because your phone works out here.
Oh, I got it right here.
Oh.
Okay, so we were talking about social media with our voting and stuff, and I was going through Facebook the other day, down a rabbit hole or two, and I found this video, and I give this couple, if it's a couple, brother, sister, I don't know, I don't know who they are. But they made this video, and it's the song from The Lion King, The Circle of Life,
Right.
but they wrote the lyrics about social media. And it is pretty fucking clever.
Weird flex, but okay.
Time to post a pic with an inspirational quote. It's deep and we'll get lost. It gives me
So I just wanted to give the listener a little taste. I'll hand so you can see.
That's something for sure.
It's funny.
We'll link it in the show notes so you can actually go
Yes.
watch the whole video stuff. But it's clever as shit.
And they did a wonderful job making the video, too.
Yeah. Hey, babe, I'm bored. Let's make a video. No, not that kind of video.
What do you want to do Saturday? Oh, we could totally do that Lion King idea we had.
Oh.
I know my Snapchat squad will make me say you're scarred. The World Wide Web is paid for real. It's a virtual.
Oh, man.
The internet.
It's so good.
It always wins. I don't know. There's nothing you can do about it.
No. Embrace it.
I think that would be a good, like something for a therapist to prescribe somebody who's like having, a bad day. Like, just get on the internet, and watch some stupid ass
Yeah.
videos and laugh about it,
I prefer dog videos.
I like babies laughing.
That's a good one.
And nothing. Like, the parent could be, like, wiggling their thumb.
Yes.
And the baby just goes like, that's the greatest shit I've ever
Just
seen.
those little belly giggles. They're just so
Yes.
cute.
Oh, yeah.
That and cats, kittens and babies. That's what the internet was made for.
I think so.
Speaking of cats, I saw a headline. I wish I would have damn clicked on the pictures, but a photographer in the jungle was like fell asleep in the grass, and a tiger or leopard or something like crept up on him and
Oh,
fucking snuggled up against his ass.
Really?
He
Aw.
woke up to this big cat laying next to him.
What the
my
fuck
Wow.
would you do?
And he had a camera, like was mounted, so it got pictures of it and shit. I was like,
Oh my god.
A
I
friend
bet his heart was racing.
I talked to Jess about this on the way over here. But my buddy sent me a video on Instagram of these two wildlife documentary guys. One was a cameraman, one was the host, and they had like a local guide with them. And I don't know exactly where they were, but the cameraman was laying on his stomach with the camera like parallel to the ground. And this larger parakeet parrot bird, don't know exactly what kind of bird it was, but they said it was extremely rare, possibly endangered, comes like running up on the ground, flexing on him, the cameraman. And the guy's like, oh, this is the blah, 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 blah parrot. It's extremely rare and blah. And the parrot starts puffing up and then jumps on the guy's back, the cameraman.
Yeah.
And at first, it looks like he's smacking the guy's face with his wings, just left, right, left, right, left, right from the guy's neck. But then the local guy just starts laughing and says something. And then the host was like, she says he's mating right now. So this rare parrot is just going to town on this guy's neck.
Oh my god.
hot.
Now, the cameraman just laid there and took it.
I'm interested to see this neck.
Like, I'll bring it up. Hold on.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Ooh, what's that neck look like?
I know.
I want to see that.
I mean, people have feet fetishes. Come on.
Apparently, he's seen his reflection in the camera, and that's what got this all started.
Oh, he likes himself.
So he's just slowly creeping up on this camera guy.
Oh gosh.
Oh, get him.
And it's a pretty big bird, too.
It is a fairly large bird.
Holy shit, that was funny.
He says he's got sharp claws.
Oh, man. We will also post this video in our,
Yes, do
show
so.
notes, so the links will be there.
Oh, marvelous.
Oh, your neck is being shagged.
Oh, my God. I agree.
And that's pretty much it for the next 2 minutes.
So,
but the thing is,
was
like,
the neck worth it? Did you?
I'll show
he
you.
didn't show a lot of neck. He covered that up. He's like, it's mine.
I'll show you in a second. But the question I have on the table
He's
is,
like, oh, there's more.
let's say a bird just randomly gets on your shoulder and then starts going to town. Do you just sit there and take it, or do you get like, hey, get the fuck off me, bird?
Get the fuck off me, bird.
Well, if I'm part of a duo out there taking pictures of random moments like that, I don't know that you could. It's kind of in their code, right? You don't interrupt the moment because.
I mean, for story's sake, like, bird humped my neck one time. Like, but I mean, if a dog humps you, you're going to kick it off you.
I believe in animal rights. I let them go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good on you.
See, now, honestly, I probably would have gotten up before the bird got to. Oh, man.
Well, I don't think he probably didn't realize what he was doing.
Yeah, but even after he was told,
then,
he let it
yes.
go.
At that moment, I would.
I'd be more. Do you really want to put a stop to something like that?
Right about here is when
I mean, personal pride and everything.
Damn. You're doing work on that guy's skull.
I mean, if he's on the
He
endangered
said-
species list, he's trying to do everything.
That's fantastic.
He said you're being shagged.
I thought
They're rare parrots.
when he first started, the other person's just like right up there, just hanging out. Hey, we got this cool bird here.
Wow.
I thought when you first started telling us about the video that the bird was going to shit on him or something. I'm like, oh, I see where this is going. You know, bird gets all cozy and
Right. This is the perfect
Totally a
place to
direction you
poo.
not thought that was going to happen.
I mean, how can you anticipate that?
I don't think you can, really.
It wouldn't be a thought.
Okay, but imagine this.
Uh-oh.
What if those photographers knew it was
Mating
mating season and they knew where to go to get these birds? And,
Clever.
you know, what if they put some
And
thought
it's
into
just
this?
kind
and
of
they
like
were
a prank on the, like, Jim's going to have the roughest time ever.
He was probably the new guy on the team. Because there was clearly
Initiation.
3 of
Yeah,
them,
that's
right?
clearly hazing, yeah.
See, this is just one more reason for me to fear those damn swans.
Oh. They look at you, though, like,
God.
Have you ever hissed at one?
No.
She's like, fuck no.
No, they're so big.
Oh, they're angry, too.
They terrify me. That's why I make Just go first.
go, go, go. And I'm like, fuck you, birds.
And if we're with your dad,
Birds
I'm
trying
like,
to steal my credit.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle.
Hang up that phone, bird. I'm Brian Fellows. No, Dad, go. They ain't gonna hurt you. Yeah, until they start hissing.
You go
Then we'll
first.
see.
You know, the last time we went kayaking down the river, I thought that one bird circling over top of us was
Yeah.
checking my hair out, like I was
That's
something
a great
floating down the
place to
river,
nest.
you know,
Yeah.
Floating nest.
or food.
It's so convenient.
I was worried for a minute there with that giant
You were.
ass bird.
I remember
It
that.
kept landing in the trees
Was
as we
it
go
one of
around the
those
corner. Like,
dinosaur ones? The ones that sound like dinosaurs? Like the like the
It was a
screech?
bigger bird.
yeah,
Big screech one.
It was.
They sound like Jurassic Park.
fucker was perched up in the tree watching us as we come around the corner. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to kill this endangered species.
You just killed a bald eagle.
You know what videos get me on the internet recently is the surprise when the soldiers come home and their families don't know it.
Oh, I can't
They
handle
catch 'em.
those.
I know.
No.
When, like, the dad or mom will show up at the kid's school and surprise. I can't handle those.
Yeah.
Love those videos.
That shit gets emotional. You're just like, I haven't seen him in so many years. Yeah.
That's kind of the reason, not the emotional part, but like the good of it. You know, like you
Just seeing
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
the
the
internet's full of
happiness.
so much
Oh,
evil.
Oh,
and
yeah. And
garbage.
that's just like pure
There is still
happiness.
good out there.
Or the kids at the sporting events when the athletes will sign something and they get pictures and
Yeah.
stuff. You know, that's
Parent will
always really
slide
cool.
in from behind the curtain, and you're just like, they don't know.
Print 'em, bitch.
But the kids ones, but they're just like, oh, Dad. And you're just like, man, they're so fucking happy right now.
Yeah.
But then you see the ones that are like post, like the husband comes back from a 3-year deployment to meet his 8-month-old kid.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, let's
I
hope
know
he
I'm not
had,
good at
like,
math or anything, but
Yeah. We got some time off in there for like a furlough. The internet is a weird place. That Momo thing that's making the rounds.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
Yeah, they put it on the front page of the local paper.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
The story and the
statue.
little
The
statue.
that face.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
a little chicken body
Yeah,
with that head
yeah.
on it. But they have memed that Momo thing out so well.
The internet never disappoints.
No,
I
it
Look,
mean,
So
there
good.
are two that are so perfect, it's scary.
the one you posted on our Instagram.
Yeah, it's John
John
Lennon
Lennon.
and Yoko, but they put the face on Yoko.
Oh, my goodness.
Quit breaking up the band. The other one is Nancy Pelosi with that face. Oh, it looks so creepy. Whoa.
I'm just who thinks of this shit?
I don't know, but thank you.
Somebody.
And then how does it go viral? How do things you would want everyone to see and know
Like the good videos.
never happen?
You know?
But then the shit that's just so random and weird, like 1,800 million views, and you're like, there's not. That's like everyone in the world watching it 16 times.
But like you said, you put it on Reddit and everybody's going to see it.
Reddit's a weird place. It's a fun place.
It's an interesting place.
Yeah.
If you combined all the social media platforms,
That's what you get.
you know, it's
Pretty
like
much.
Reddit, Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram, and
Well,
they
that's
put
what he
that
says,
story
that's
out
like-
there. It's like,
It's the gathering place of the internet.
Yeah.
Reddit is.
He always says, he's like, it starts on Reddit.
And then like
Like,
2
okay,
days
well,
later,
I'll
you'll
see it on Instagram when it's on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Within 4 days, you'll see it on Facebook.
right.
But that's where everyone gets their shit. And then Reddit steals a lot of their shit from 4chan. It's a whole cycle. But don't go on 4chan. Jesus Christ.
I've heard 4chan's full of a bunch of dumb stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Reddit. Reddit is 4chan light. It's the best way to put it.
Okay.
This is, man, I don't even know if I want to talk about this, but
Yeah.
because the ladies are in the house, it's going to be a good
Segue.
your reaction is going to be priceless. The newest thing on the internet with the chicks, and they're, oh man, this is
No,
Look at
are
you.
you kidding?
Listen, they're rubbing menstrual blood on their faces.
See, now that's...
Again, the
Well, I
thing
have
that
my
started
limits.
on 4chan. Much like the Flat Earth movement.
What's the reason?
Oh, good question.
All right, it started as a joke on 4chan. And then some people were like, yeah, I'm for that, thinking
Why,
it was a real
though?
thing.
Because people want to be a part of the new thing. You want to be able
Right.
to tell your friends this is
I
your
put
thing.
menstrual blood on my face. You
Well,
should do it too.
yeah.
I'm sure there's a reason, so you lead with the reason. Hey, do you want to feel better, or do you want to look younger, or
It's
whatever?
more like celebrating your body. And
I mean, you can't eat the,
not being
the placenta
shamed
right
by
now, but
I'm not ashamed of my cycle.
our
I'm
shark,
not
Womanhood.
going to
our
rub
shark
it on
week.
my face. Yeah,
No.
I'm not ashamed of Shark Week, but
No.
it's not
I
going
have a
on my
funny
face.
story about Shark Week. But continue.
That
Real
concerns
Shark
me.
Week or-
No, well, I thought it was
Our
real
Shark
Shark Week.
Oh, yay! Let's hear it.
So I was at a hobby shop playing Magic the Gathering.
That's
right?
not how I thought.
No,
this
it's
story
not.
was going to start at all.
And then an acquaintance, we were chatting, and he was like, "Oh, tonight I got to go hang out with a girlfriend on Shark Week." And I was like, oh, "It's Shark Week!" I got so fucking excited.
Guys, I'm all in. I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't know. I thought that was like a couple months from now.
You're calling home to set the DVR.
I fucking love Shark Week. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. He's just looking at me like with a dumbstruck face, like I'm some sort of fucking weirdo. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, mid sentence, I stop. I'm like, this isn't what you're talking about, is it? And he's like, no, my girl's on the period. And I was like, oh, that's fucking hilarious. I'm really disappointed it's not really Shark Week.
Do you know
And
when
he's like-
Shark Week is, by
Yeah.
the way?
It's like small victory for us when we call it Shark Week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody doesn't
It's
get
nice.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. He's just looking at me like I'm the stupidest person ever. And he's like,
What?
I get your excitement, but that's not where I was going with that
However.
conversation.
You could have cleaned it up with, sweet blowjob week.
And that's what he said. He was like, I'm pretty much just getting a blowjob tonight. I should have just said that. And I was like, no.
Yeah, lead with that next time.
I was like, oh, I'm going to go home and watch them like fucking great whites jump at the fucking little target out of nowhere.
Shark Week from last
Shark
year.
Week on
Yeah.
Hulu.
The best is my mom.
I fucking love
has
Shark
a
Week.
T-shirt from the Discovery Channel, and it says Shark Week on it. And every time
It
I
was
see it,
from
I'm
like
like,
it was like from the second year they did
Yeah.
Shark Week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it came. It was shaped like a shark in this like
It was pretty cool.
prepackaged little
Sweet.
thing. They're pretty sweet, but
Oh shit.
However,
I felt so fucking stupid.
not the same.
Yeah, because he just looked at me and was like, "You're really that fucking stupid right now." Just like the blank look, and I'm like, "Oh man!" When they go in there and then the guy gets bit by the shark, and I'm looking at him and I was like, "He's not as excited about this as I am." Maybe
Like, wait, do you not watch Shark
Yeah.
Week? What do you? What,
like what? And he's like, "It's not what I'm
Jaws
talking
is on
about."
like
Right.
all
Yeah, I
day.
mean, like sharks, they're fucking badass. I love that they dedicate a whole fucking week to them. And he's like, not what I'm talking about, buddy. And I'm just like, well, I'm a big fucking retard, but hey.
I love conversations like this where there's like dual meaning going on, where you can laugh at different
Oh, yeah,
layers
yeah,
of
yeah,
what's
yeah.
being said. You know,
It's like an onion. Have fun with it.
when we worked at
ogres
the
have layers. No.
when we worked
They
at
make you cry.
the pizza
Right.
joint, there was a lot
Yeah.
of different inside jokes between different groups of people.
It depended on your tenure there.
and who, if you were around the conversation when the inside joke started, then you got to laugh about it when it was brought up later. And I love moments like that where you can, people are talking and they don't know why you're laughing, but it feels like they're laughing at what you're saying because
yeah.
it's got two, you know,
Dual meanings, yeah. They think, I'm telling a fucking hilarious story.
right? And it might be.
And it might be, but I'm laughing at the fact you said, like, Marco Polo, and I remember the time that we threw the
Right.
kid in the fucking water and
DJ Diddles.
I wish I got that.
I know. I'm gonna tell you later.
yeah, that's an off-air story.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Moments like that are fun.
They are.
The best.
We should have moments like that more on the internet. People should get stuff like that on video and
Let's start a movement.
So,
Inside joke.
hashtag.
There you go.
hashtag inside joke.
Trademark.
Hashtag it's so funny.
So I got a question for Jess, because in our younger years, we started out working at a community center pool. And we worked there for many years.
Many
and
years.
You would see some shit you wouldn't see in day-to-day life. Like, and the weird part was, like, a quick one was, in the guy's locker room one day, someone decided to throw shit at a urinal.
I remember that day.
And
You
not-
were pissed.
I was pissed because I almost got forced
You
to
hit-
clean it up.
Who did we make do that?
Chris. The manager.
Oh,
Sorry.
It was technically my job to clean it up.
You were like, fuck that, Chris. I ain't
Yeah,
doing it.
I was just like, fuck you. You can fire me.
He was like, Jess, make your brother do it. I'm like, no, he said he ain't doing it.
Motherfucker walked up to me with a putty knife.
What? Oh my god.
Because the urinal, there's no water. It just dried out.
Ho-
Yeah. But whoever did it stood a good 10 feet away and chucked this shit.
What makes a person do that?
I
though?
don't know.
I do not get that.
But that was just a quick like experience of that. It was just one day.
So what's your question?
What is the most vivid memory or story you have of that place? One that stands out above all the others.
It's probably going to be really silly.
Okay.
But that damn foosball table.
That foosball table. We had a foosball table in the lobby area,
Yes.
and it was for the guests. But the guests never really got to play it.
No.
Because a lot of the lifeguards who weren't on duty at the time and a lot of the office people would form teams and
Yeah.
pretty much have an
I was
ongoing
the office people.
would have an ongoing like it wasn't a sanctioned tournament where they kept track of
yeah, like a
everyone's win-
season on paper. You
Yeah,
know?
but it was.
right.
A couple of us, even during like the festival days, we won a human foosball tournament.
This is true, and it was like
It's in the
no.
paper and everything.
it was like the
Whoa.
top 6 foosball players that we had of the
Nice.
community center.
Yeah, I'm very proud about that.
You should.
Was that your moment?
That was my moment.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Mine was interesting because working at a pool, outdoor pool, much like any sporting event, if there's lightning, you got to shut down
Right,
Right.
for so many, like, was it 20 minutes? And then if there was another bolt, then you shut down completely.
right.
Just for safety purposes. So one day that happened. There was lightning way far off. We got everyone out of the pool. We waited. Another one hit. We're like, all right, we got to close down. So we told everyone. Everyone leaves. Then we have to, like, do end of day close down of the pool. Wind up the umbrellas, stack the chairs, all that fun shit.
Clean the shit out of the urinals.
Clean the shit out of the
Some days
urinals.
were better than others.
Yeah, this is true. So I'm out there with the lifeguards, and we're taking, like, I'm stacking chairs. The lifeguards are cranking down the big umbrellas. And I look over, and one of the newer lifeguards was a chick. Her hair was about shoulder length. And it just started slowly rising up. And to me, I was, I don't know, 15. And I'm looking at it like, that is the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
Bitch, you're about to get zapped.
Right.
Did not occur to me.
Well,
that
no,
that's
yeah.
what was going on. I'm just sitting here like, her hair is like levitating. I wonder what's causing that. How do you do that? Like, does she feel that? Because it looks like she has no fucking clue. And in my mind, I'm going through all this stuff except for like, hey, this could mean bad things. Then out of the lifeguard room comes one of the lifeguards running, no! Full fucking...
All super slow-mo.
Right.
Oh, he was hauling ass. He's like, no, go inside, everyone inside. He runs up, like, almost tackles the girl, but, like, mid-stride, picks her up, puts her on her shoulder, turns and keeps running, never missing a beat.
Some Karate Kid shit.
Oh,
Right.
just fucking, and I'm like, that's some amazing shit. Look at him go. He picked her up like she was nothing.
Scooped her right up.
Yeah. And her hair was almost, like, fully just out. Like, you ever seen, like, I don't know what those little fucking...
I have no idea what crazy
Static
hair
thing.
feels like. or
static
looks
ball
like, you know.
things. But like
Oh, that you put your hand on.
hand
it.
on in your hair, just
Yeah.
she was doing that, just standing there.
Dude, I totally got to get on my hands on one of those things.
Oh, before you get your hair cut? Yes.
Do
Go
it.
to the science center.
Let's
There we
Yes.
go.
that.
Field trip.
Road
Field trip.
Let's go.
We'll get pictures and post it.
Yes, I'm in.
Anyway, so he runs back into the lifeguard room with this chick on her shoulder. All the other lifeguards start hauling ass, and I'm like, maybe I should follow suit. You know, everyone else is doing it. So by the time I make it to the door, a lightning bolt hits right where that chick was standing. And it's weird because it's just a giant flash, and then there's like a second pause before the thunder hits.
And that was kind of during the day that time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was like 2 in the afternoon. It was early on in the opening of the pool. Because it was like, oh, shit, now we just hang out for the rest of the day.
Let's play some foosball.
Pretty much. But he saved her life.
He did.
And,
He was a very good guy like that.
oh, man, he was a great guy. He's the only person I've ever witnessed. He did a 75 underwater on one breath, which is jumping in, going to the other end, coming back, going to the other end, and coming back of a pool
Oh my gosh.
on one breath underwater. He was like part dolphin. He was fucking creepy.
He would also he would read books like in his downtime.
Yep.
Which was cool. But so when he'd have to go back up on the tower, he would put his book in the freezer so that it froze and stopped until you could start reading it again.
Oh.
Yeah, he was an
He was an interesting guy.
yeah.
He also collected bottles.
This was the coolest for 2 years.
Oh, I loved it.
This was beautiful.
He collected like bottles that people would throw
Cans
away.
for 2 years.
2 years. During that span of 2 years, he bought himself a full set of armor. Chainmail, shoulders, the whole get.
Like real metal fucking armor.
Just
Right.
from the recycling of
Yeah.
the bottles and cans?
Right. Paid for it all.
Wow.
During that time, my mother made me a Renaissance gown.
Oh, shit.
We took ourselves to a Renaissance festival.
They were
Nice.
He was sweating balls, by the way.
yeah,
Like,
wearing
it was,
that get up.
It was horrible. Like, it was cool.
Because the chainmail was heavy as shit.
Yes,
I
it was
bet.
real legit chainmail.
He let me put on the headpiece, which is kind of like a ski mask of chainmail.
Yeah.
No.
And it was a good 10 pounds.
Oh, jeez.
It was heavy for
And
sure.
he had a shirt and, oh,
We were stopping
fuck.
like every 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Between that and people taking pictures and stuff. But it was sweet as
I
hell.
do recall you saying that the queen, quote unquote, of the Renaissance Festival gave you some stank eye.
She may have.
I remember you were very proud of that.
I was.
Because you were like, look at that bitch's dress.
That's
Fucking
right.
Bullshit. Look at my shit.
Quality is quality.
Take her ass to the jousting field.
You ain't gonna
Settle
be
this.
queen for long,
Yeah,
bitches.
Right.
Oh, nobody wants your picture.
Prom night's over.
Check out my night.
But he was a cool dude. But it was just,
Yeah.
nothing ever clicked in my head at that moment that, she's going to get hit by lightning. Because I'm
Good
just
thing
thinking,
it clicked in his then.
Right.
yeah. And he was the only one that it clicked in. Everyone else was like, stacking chairs, do. And he was like, no. Inside, everyone inside. No, run fucking now. And you're just like, wow, he's really animated. What's going on? Wonder if it has to do with anything about that chick's hair.
Should I tell him about the hair? Like, check that out.
He seems to know. Oh, he just picked her up. Damn. All right. She looks like she had no idea what was going on with the hair, or
Oh, no,
two.
she probably thought it was the hair in her butt crack just crawling back up her
Listen.
spine. You
The
know?
struggle is
No
real.
joke,
Right.
man.
But imagine a guy like you're totally oblivious.
tree
You're staring
roots.
at you're staring at clouds, looking like, oh wow, the clouds look crazy today. And at that moment, some dude has been running Usain Bolt fast.
Yeah.
Grabs you, throws you on his shoulder, turns and keeps running at the same pace. While you're just like, there's a cloud. Oh, I'm on somebody's shoulder. Fuck, what's going on? Then like less than a minute later, lightning hits where you were standing.
Yeah, that's freaky.
That's an interesting day.
That's a life debt.
Ooh, life debt.
I went there.
You did. They just put a whole dimension to that story.
Well, we've been talking about dimensions all day, so.
Look at that.
That's true.
It's called a callback, folks.
We'll have to report back next week which one of us has a dream about a lightning strike or
Ooh.
foosball
Or a crazy dream that a random golden retriever named Daisy pops into.
Daisy.
or the old Schuck.
Or the old Schuck, yeah.
Maybe there's a fight. Who knows?
This is true.
Everybody's brain
mean-
is now working.
I know. Everyone's there's a moment of silence.
Ooh, is
It's
it
like,
going to be
huh.
me?
And like that happens in Rick and Morty to Rick. Like
I know,
all
John-
his other Ricks
Oh,
come
all
after him.
the other
Yeah.
dimensions.
John's going to be laying there one night and Jeannie just starts giggling. He's going to be like, what if it's old Chuck?
What the fuck's she giggling at?
She's playing catch with Daisy. Adorable.
Can I tap in your dream? I want to play.
Now, if there's a moment where John's like, all right, got to go into bed real quiet, and then Jeannie just starts like clapping like, yay. He's
She's
going to be like,
petting your head.
Oh,
Daisy's
good boy.
He's like, oh, okay, she's dreaming about Daisy.
And that's how you get her to calm down. I need you to play with Daisy for a
Go
minute.
back to sleep.
That's going to take a weird turn.
Well, look, and I can
He's
lead a
already
dream. I'm not.
redeemed some things.
Ironically enough,
So last Tuesday.
there was a legal name change recently.
Okay.
Goodness.
Oh, shit.
Welcome to the corner, folks.
Yeah, on that note, we should probably call it an evening.
I think the
That's,
street light's coming on.
Yeah. Before anybody starts stumbling here, any worse than we have. Real quick, we'll give big shout outs to North Pier Brewing
Oh, yes, out of Benton Harbor.
out of Benton Harbor for Old Schuck London Porter.
It's
Very
tasty.
tasty.
It is very good.
I'm a fan. And
I would give it a 3.25, I think.
Mm.
3 1/4. Jeannie,
Yeah.
what would you rate it out of 0 to 5?
Because I only had 2 sips of it,
Mhm.
I'd give it a 3 for now.
A 3? That's pretty solid
I would like
still.
to
Yeah.
try it again.
Yeah. Okay. Now
What
for
about this,
your Mad Farmer
No,
Berry
I'd
Pie
rather-
From down
Cider,
in the D.
Cold.
what would you give the Boone's Farm in a can?
Myself?
She's like, it's a 6. That's great. Nom, nom,
No,
nom.
I
Get in my
wouldn't
belly.
Get in my belly.
Oh, I'd give it a 4. I like it.
I agree. That's what I was going with.
Mid-drink, I like,
You're right.
Like, I'm really
Yes.
excited to drink it while camping now.
Yes.
So
Ooh, there
That's
you
gonna
go.
be a
get
good
this
around
one
the
for
fire.
during the day, and then our
Jello shots.
what's the other one? The apple cider one.
Oh,
we
flannel
Oh.
mouth
The flannel mouth for fire
for the
time.
evening.
Oh, flannel mouth.
See, they already have their days planned,
I'm
man.
so excited.
Jello shots and apple
yeah,
pie.
you better
Yeah.
bet I'm making some more Jello shots. You best bet.
We do camping right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and make apple pie Jello shots.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Here is a question.
There's going to be all
Throw it
kinds
out
of
there.
chaos.
Oh, it's gonna be chaotic.
I'm gonna be leg out of the sleeping bag on the tent floor.
Daisy, I'm spinning.
Oh fuck! It's old Chuck.
You're not
We're in.
Daisy.
We're in for a treat.
So on the internet, you're aware of Batdad.
Yes, I am.
Have you seen the video he posted of his kids eating Jello?
Yes, I have. It's so funny.
Isn't it Ben? that
It's
just
so funny, Ben. He's like,
I need a
what are
knife."
you doing?
Yeah, your sister's eating Jello right. Why do you need a knife? This is how I eat it. And he's like, holy shit.
So funny. I love those videos.
I highly
I'll
recommend for
bring
the
knives
listener
too.
Yes.
to look up Batdad either on
Yes.
Instagram or Facebook. And
It's funny shit.
It's a fairly
about,
recent
like,
video
those
he
little ice
posted,
cream
but you
spoons?
have to see it
I wonder if they
because
sell
how
those
old do you think that
separately.
kid is? Like 10, 11?
I don't think he's that old.
No, about 9?
No.
No, yeah, I don't. I would say 8 or 9.
8 or 9?
7 or 8, 9, yeah, somewhere in there.
His Big Ben water bottle. He's so cute.
But he takes a knife to a cup of jello, slaps it on a paper plate, takes the container off, and then just one slurp, that jello's
Inhales
gone.
the jello.
Like he's doing the world's biggest jello shot.
So funny.
And he's 8.
Kid's got potential.
The dad's like, damn.
The fraternities are already knocking on the door.
Right.
No? Fuck football recruiting. Kid, are you any good at beer pong?
That's right. Watch. To the listeners, please head to our Facebook and Twitter page and make sure you vote in our best wrestler bracket.
Vote often. Share it.
Share it.
We want as many people in on this as possible because we want to know who the greatest wrestler is
In your opinion.
out of the 16 provided.
Yep. Get to your nearest voting device. Look us up.
Platform of choosing.
Encourage your friends to follow the page, too.
Yeah, that
Please.
doesn't hurt because we are very bracket friendly.
Please and thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Curtsy.
Hashtag curtsy.
Hashtag curtsy.
And also be ready for a couple episodes coming at you real quick here, like we've been teasing.
Firing them out rapid.
Yep. Our scheduling got shifted around, and that's how it's going to be. So
Pew, pew.
keep up.
And one of the next few is going to be pretty big, in our opinion. I mean, they're all fun and amazing, but
Sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow.
No, I was kidding. Tonight was fucking hilarious.
It was. We're getting the numbers for sure.
around 3 a.m., John's going to be like, Jeannie, say hi to Daisy.
She's just going to giggle.
She's so fluffy.
She's so fluffy, I'm going to die. Oh,
That's my butt crack, Jeannie.
Damn it, Jay.
Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
It's been fun.
It's always a good time when
It
you're
is.
on.
Funny. It's been hilarious.
Glad we could make you
shit.
laugh.
And everybody else, we will see you next week. Not even.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Keep an eye out for episode 7.